This was Fuzzy Zoeller, 173 yards, 16th hole. He wasn't making a whole lot happen on this day at even par.
Well,
Doesn't look real good either.
Back left, it's hung up in the rough. That's, you know, no good there. Is it? Tough chip, I think. Oh, wait a minute. There he goes. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it.
Decent chance.
No, you got to be.
Please!
The point of this video is not for you to start liking golf, but for you to understand why you don't like golf. And more importantly, why certain other individuals do enjoy golf. Exactly what you think about golf right now is exactly what you're supposed to think. If you believe golf is only for wealthy, old, boring people who practice relentlessly, if you believe golf is a dumb game and not a sport at all, that is exactly what you're supposed to think. I'll explain.
I'm sure that was a good idea.
Golf is an extremely misunderstood game by the general public for good reasons. To keep the uncoordinated, short, overweight, poor, disconnected population away from the courses. The chances someone is born with great flexibility, full body coordination, not just hand-eye coordination, quick hip reflex, strong shoulders, hamstrings, abs, and all the other factors in order to be a natural ball striker is slim to none. This is the first reason why most of the population can't accept golf, because they're not a natural ball striker. And if you're not a natural ball striker, then you're not going to enjoy golf. It's going to be more of a depressing situation as opposed to an exciting event. Starting off, most beginners will just swing their arms and just use their arms as if you just swing your arms to hit a golf ball. Golf, like most all other sports, is in fact a full body sport. The power must be generated from the ground up. Professional athletes generally go pro because they figured out how to use their entire body from the ground up, in comparison to amateurs who only use parts of their body. In basketball, the jump shot comes from the ground up. Ray Allen is a prime example of what a perfect jump shot is. In football, throwing the ball comes from the ground up. Drew Brees is a prime example. In tennis, we'll use Serena Williams as an example. The power generates from the ground up. It starts in your feet, ankles, knees, rises up through the thighs, glutes, midsection, into the chest, shoulders, arms, elbows, and out to the hands. That is how all power is generated. A professional figures out how to use all the muscles in their body as opposed to an amateur who only swings their arms. Once you figure that out and can generate that, you can actually play the game, including golf, which is, like I'm saying, a full body sport. And until that point that you use your full body to do a golf swing, that is why it's so tiring. Until that point, you will not be any good. And it takes a long time to generate that, as it does with any sport, to be good at any other game. And that is why golf is so frustrating and so tiring, because you gotta, a good player's got to take 70 swings, you know, if a putt even counts as a swing, but 70 swings around. But a bad player has to take like 100 to 120 swings, and that's only if you can hit a ball. If you can't even hit the ball, We're talking 150 swings and 3,000 practice swings. So you want to talk about tiring, and you're not using your whole body, but you're actually making it harder on yourself by only swinging your arms and your hands and whatnot, and doing a bunch of fancy dancing action like Michael Jackson. Personally, I was never a member of a club, nor have I ever paid for golf. I've always worked at a course or had friends who worked at courses, so I always found a way to play for free. The only reason I ever got into golf is because I was considered a natural ball striker in middle school with little to no practice. My family and most of my friends were never into golf. All that being said, I haven't played golf in roughly 5 months. But if I happen to play, I'll typically break 80, like for business meetings or whatever. If I stop resistance training, stretch out, loosen up, and practice a couple times a week, I'll have no issues breaking par. The ultimate reason why you hate golf is simply because you can't hit a ball at all. Most retired athletes end up playing golf. I'll explain this phenomenon. Athletes who are already coordinated and that go pro or get paid, they already have money. So whether they were into golf or not, they're exposed to golf through business. Once they retire and they have all this money, they get into real estate, and through different meetings and whatnot, they pretty much have to go to these country clubs and these places to play with rich people to acquire different properties and businesses and advance their finances, the smart ones at least. Well, that is why they get into it, because they're already coordinated, they're retired, they can't exactly run, jump, and do whatever it was, basketball, football, baseball, whatever it could have been. So they get into golf. And then they discover it's the greatest game ever. This is why most retired athletes play golf. Golf is the ultimate game versus Mother Nature. There are trillions of ways to play golf, scoring wise, just unlimited ways of doing it. We can mention a few like Stableford and just stroke play, match play, wolf. I mean, there's so many different ways you can do it, and those are just like the popular ways. You can actually invent pretty much any way to play. Any kind of point system you want to throw at it can work in this game, and that's unlike any other game. You can also bring in, um, you know, you get to drink beer. You can walk 18 holes, or you can do a golf cart, which everybody thinks is the best part. But that's only if you just can't play at all. You got the cart girl. You can get snacks, and it's a full body sport. So, and it's very tiring, and it does cause you to get very hungry. It's not always best for diabetics unless they're fully prepared for 18 holes. So, does this mean I obsessively watch golf? No. But once you have the necessary skills to play the game, it's cool to see the swings of the best in the world, especially in slow motion. Height has a lot to do with golf. If you're not tall, you're less likely to enjoy golf because the taller you are, the bigger your swing radius. And the larger your radius, the faster your swing speed will be. The faster your swing speed is, the farther you can hit the ball. People don't know this, but actually hitting the ball a long ways or being a long hitter is important because it makes you more interested in the game if you can outdrive the course, if you can reach par 5s and 2, if you can drive par 4s and 1, even if you're not that good. So being shorter or not being able to hit the ball far, it makes it less likely, which is why women generally don't like golf. But here's a fact that most people do not know. The LPGA Tour, the ladies on the LPGA Tour, are in fact better than the men. The men hit it left and right. They hit the ball further and they recover. The women generally aren't good at recovering. That's because they really never had to recover. Most of them rarely miss the fairway and rarely miss the green, and they're even better putters than the men. Now, are they playing from shorter tees? Yes, to overcompensate for lack of upper body strength. But don't discount a couple of them that are longer than the men off the tee and possibly stronger. So, but I just wanted to make the point that distance is a factor, height is a factor, and if you are lacking in height or swing speed or hip turn ratio, you likely will not enjoy golf.